Hi everyone, it's Dr. Len Schwartz. Welcome back to the Cut the Yo-Yo podcast. This episode is for my doctors, professionals, business owners, and entrepreneurs out there who want their phone and inbox to keep on ringing. Because when the phone rings and email orders chime, business is good. When the phone doesn't ring and you're not generating more orders, you're in trouble. That's the epitome of the yo-yo. Ups and downs of business. It's time to cut the yo-yo. End the ups and downs and take your business out of the uncontrollable and into the predictable, so you never go a day without leads, referrals, or sales again. I'm Dr. Len Schwartz, and today I'm going to tell you my lawn mowing service story of how I used to sell my cuts for $12 a cut when every other 10-year-old kid was selling them for $8. It'll change the way you communicate your value and the value of your services forever. This is how we cut the yo-yo. What does every business owner want? Every business owner wants a dependable way to generate a steady flow of new business without paid advertising. So, how do you generate massive exposure in your market, become the go-to expert in your area, and never go a day without leads, referrals, or sales again? Those are the questions, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Dr. Len Schwartz. It's time to cut the yo-yo. So when I was 10 or 11 years old, we had the old classic traditional 19-inch mower. I lived in a twin house in a place called Northeast Philly, so we didn't have a very big house and we did not have a big lawn. And so most of the kids that wanted to express their entrepreneurial spirit would use their father's lawnmower and go out and try to get business. Now, most of the kids would offer to mow someone else's lawn for $8. And I just thought outside the box even then. And I thought to myself, how can I charge $12 when every other kid is charging $8? And so I started to look at what I could include as part of the lawn mowing experience. And I know that sounds silly because all you're doing is cutting grass. And so I invested in a battery-powered trimmer. It was bright yellow, big bird yellow. And I had that on my lawnmower. Of course, I had my rake, I had my broom, I brought my trash bags, I brought trimmer scissors. Maybe if you're old enough like me to remember trimmer scissors, I had one of those as well. And so when I would approach someone and offer to mow their lawn, and they would ask me how much, and I would say $12, most people looked at me like I had three heads. And many would say, I just had a kid come around 2 weeks ago and offer to do it for $8. Why would I pay you $12? And I would say, well, most kids out here are just mowing lawns. I'd say, you see my lawnmower? Do you see all those things on my lawnmower? I said, I'm the only kid in the neighborhood that has a battery-powered trimmer. I'm the only kid in the neighborhood that sweeps up everything and rakes your lawn so that it looks like I was never here. So if you're just looking for somebody to mow your lawn and leave grass everywhere, I'm probably not the right kid for you. But if you'd like to have your lawn look perfectly manicured and get cut on a weekly basis and look like no one was here, that's what I do. What would you like to do? And they would look at me, again, like I had three heads, only this time it was because I was certainly speaking in a way that most 8 or 10-year-old or 12-year-old kids weren't speaking. And I was so confident in myself. The way I delivered that communication and the way I looked people in the eye and told them they're going to get a different experience by having me mow their lawn, all of a sudden it became a different feeling for them. It became a different thought process for them. They were afraid that if they hired the $8 per cut kid, they were going to have grass everywhere. They hadn't thought of that before. They were worried if they hired the $8 per cut kid, their grass was going to be filled with all of the cut grass. So I tried to do my best to paint a picture for them so that if they hired me, they knew their lawn was going to look great. I was going to sweep up. I was going to rake all the grass and take it away as if I was never there. As if they were having a professional service come out and mow their lawn. Now, as a quick aside, where I lived and where I grew up, Nobody had enough money to have a professional service. Most dads mowed the lawn or their kids like me mowed the lawn. So they weren't used to having a professional service. So when I would bring that into the conversation, again, it'll look like, one of the things I would also say, it'll look like you had a professional service come out, mow your lawn, clean up, and make it look perfect as if we were never here. That had value to a lot of people. And so here's what I knew. I knew that if I could mow their lawn one time and they could see the difference between the way I did it versus one of the other kids that was charging less. This was a value, ego, identity, reputation play for me. I didn't know it then, but that's what I was doing. And then I could show them what I could do. I automatically came back every single week, assuming that they would want me to continue to cut their lawn. And that's how I was able to get all the customers I wanted and needed to be able to have a regular business from spring into early fall. And oh, by the way, one thing I forgot to mention in my initial explanation for why I charged $12, I also told them that I actually have staff. I have additional help when I need it to help clean up if the lawn should get too long. If I happen to miss a day or two because of rain or a week because of rain, I have additional staff that I use to help me when the lawn is too long so I can clean it up as quickly and as efficiently as possible, again, to make it look like a professional service was here. Now, what they didn't know was that my additional staff, well, that was my parents. But I didn't tell them that. I didn't volunteer that. But if I ever needed them, I knew I could tag my parents in and they would come help me because the houses were so close together and there were so many on all of the blocks in my neighborhood that I didn't have to go too far to get 10 to 15 to 20 jobs a weekend. And so if I ever needed them, my parents would come help me out. But I didn't tell the people they were my parents for obvious reasons. So here's my challenge for you today. How can you communicate your value and the value of your products or your services or your solutions in a way that looks, sounds, and feels better/different than everybody else? Maybe you have specialized training, knowledge, experience, staff, degrees, certifications, designations. Think of all of the different things or ways in which you can communicate your value at a much higher level in order to get people to know, like, and trust you, appreciate, respect, and value you at a level that is much higher than everybody else. Work on that. And if you have to, brainstorm with your staff because perhaps they see things differently than you do and can bring something to your awareness that you had not considered. So work on this. The sooner you get to that point where you feel 110% confident and certain that you are clearly above everybody else and can communicate that, the faster you'll start to create this high-powered human magnet feeling that people just want to be around you. They want to talk to you. They want to hire you. They want to work with you because they know with 100% certainty you're the best of the best. Have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon. Hey everyone, this is Dr. Len again, and I want to quickly invite you to join what my clients have found to be one of the absolute best business growth acceleration systems I have ever put out to my market domination community. And it's called the 5 in 10 with Dr. Len. Every business owner can use this system to generate 5 or more new appointments with prospects in the next 10 days. You are less than 10 days away from generating at least 5 new appointments with quality prospects, all without any paid advertising. Some of you are less than 10 days away from your next new client, patient, or customer. Some of you are just 10 days away from adding thousands of dollars to your bank account. I created the 5 in 10 system to help you launch a new client generation campaign that generates new business in 10 days or less. No matter where you are in your business, the 5 in 10 is going to help you understand the value of using no-cost new client generation campaigns so you never go a day without leads, referrals, or new clients again. So while it's fresh in your mind, stop what you're doing, head on over to www.5in10withdrlen.com. That's the number 5, I-N, the number 10, withdrlen.com, and join the next group launching the 5 in 10 new client generation campaign today. you are just 5 to 10 days away from at least one new patient, client, or customer.